Hi ladies, how are you? Thank you for joining me. We're going to work in this video about ochos forward and backwards, and we're going to add some a cute ornament to it, okay? So let's get started. First thing, I will demonstrate a couple of ochos forward. Go forward and rotate, forward and pivot, forward and pivot, forward and pivot. So a few tips for our forward ocho. What are we doing? We are moving our weight a little bit forward and then stretching the leg while doing so and rotating. So three things: a small shift of weight, a slide of the forward leg, and a rotation of the upper body. From there, I move my weight forward. I stay in a straight line. I make sure that the head is not too much forward. I rotate my upper body while pivoting and keeping the back leg behind me, collecting feet together, and starting the other side. So rotating, a little bit of shift of weight, and stretching the leg. Moving the weight forward, keeping my body up, rotating again, and collecting feet together. Couple of tips, as I said. So when I'm moving my free leg, I make sure that the knee is starting to move and then the foot is going after. Okay, it's a nice slide. I lift my heel. It has a nice shape. From there, I push. What am I pushing? I'm pushing my weight from the back leg. So I'm lifting my heel up and I'm pointing my foot. Make sure that you're not rotating too much towards your partner with the pelvis. Look what happens to my foot there. I'm rotating outside from the hip joint and making sure that I'm up on my standing leg. So the release of the forward step is important when we're moving our axis, not to move our axis without that foot. This is what happens when we're falling forward in the forward ocho. Not really stretching the leg, and then we're moving the axis. We're trying to avoid that. So I'm sliding the leg forward, I'm rotating, and then I'm pushing from the back leg and going forward. The upper body is moving and then the lower part of the body is moving. Why is that important? Because we don't want to move as a block, okay? What does it mean to move as a block? Facing that direction and then facing the other one. So there's no movement in the ribs. And we should have that, okay? So I'm moving my upper body, and then rotating, doing the pivot and my back leg, okay? Forward, rotating upper body, and then lower part of the body. Upper body and lower part of the body. Let's go to the back. I stretch my leg, I place my weight, rotate and stretch again. Moving my weight, pivoting and stretching. Moving my weight, pivoting and stretching. So I'll demonstrate a couple of back ochos. I'm stretching, going, stretching, pivoting, stretching, pivoting, stretching and placing. So a few tips for the back ocho. When I'm going to the back, I really stretch behind my knee and I place the heel on the floor. When I'm doing that, I'm also pushing from the front leg. Pushing from the front leg, so I'll really transfer my weight. One of the problems that we experience when we're doing a back ocho is that we're falling on top of our partner. We're too much forward and the pelvis is really behind us. So I'm trying to avoid that by pushing from the front leg and moving all my axis. So there's no more weight on the front leg. Like this, it's much easier to do the pivot. Okay, so each time you can actually lift and see that you have, I will do the same from the other side. So I'm moving the weight and lifting. So I'll know that I don't have any weight on it. Okay. Also here, the upper body is rotating. If my elbows are in front of me, probably I'm not moving too much, right? So I try to keep the palms and the elbows in front of me, the same as when I'm doing the forward ultra and when I'm dancing with my partner. So I don't want to move him too much so he won't struggle with his, okay? Now, let's do a small ornament. We'll add that, okay? So we're stepping forward, we're going around the second leg and closing. Stepping forward, going around the second leg and pivoting. One more time. Yeah, that's nice. For the back, to the back, going back, pushing, crossing, pivoting and going. Crossing, pivoting and going. Forward, crossing and going around. Forward, crossing and going around. Forward, crossing and going around. To the back. Back, crossing, pointing and then going. I point towards the floor. If I'm facing you, I make sure that I don't have a gap between my ankles. They're tied together. When I cross, the knee is facing the other diagonal and my thighs are together, okay? Thighs together here, thighs together on the other side, okay? I make sure that I'm not rolling too much on the feet. I want to be in the center. Maybe where you have the second toe, you want to place a little bit more weight pressure towards the floor. When we're doing a pivot, doesn't matter which variation, we make sure that the weight is towards the ball of the foot and we can release a little bit the heel. So let me demonstrate this one more time. So I stretch, I go forward, I go around and closing, stretching, placing my weight and going around, stretching, moving my weight and going around. Let's do it again to the back. Stretching behind your knee, moving your weight, crossing, going around. Stretching, moving the weight, crossing and going around. Okay, very nice. Of course, practice each thing a couple of times so you'll have a nice strong ultra forward and back, okay? Thank you for joining me. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel so you'll see whenever I upload something new. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.